of the Gossamer Court, and I would like to introduce our first act tonight. Her name is Valerie Lawson. She is a Boston area poet. She is, let's see, she's got an extensive bio here, but some highlights here. She's been published in literary journals, anthologies, and many websites. She was a finalist for Best Poetry Publication at the 2002 Cambridge Poetry Awards. She was nominated for a Pushcart Prize in 2003, so it goes on and on. She's very impressive, and now I'd like to welcome Valerie up and let her poetry speak for herself. Valerie Lawson.
I need a new art, a new science, a poetry that makes sense as neatly as origami. I want to unfold the tired places in my brain and pour in the scent of lavender, quantum mechanics, a landscape never seen. I want angles and arcs, things explainable in words like quarks. I want to see parallel lines bend farther than a spoon in a glass of water. I want to dig in deeper than I have before, singe my toes in pools of magma, stretch the limits of precipitous landscapes that have no words yet, and bring back the map, a stone set down in the path, fixing this place, tending another space where the lotus might bloom. It will be religion, make me want to get on my knees and pray, give back words like miracle. I will be driven to create, to fashion fantastic things. Wings made of gesso and emu feathers, sparked with sequins, washes of colors laid on with bare hands, the pigments so bright the edges throb and pulse, make your eyes dance. I want to pluck a single note from vast oceans of no sound, set it before you, then send it back to silence, because it will be part of my poem, and I can. I want something that grabs hold as much as this blank page before the poem, stopping in the back-to-school aisle of Walmart, grabbing a first notebook and writing this down on the way to buy fuses for my car, so I can see in the dark how fast I'm going, and if there's enough gas in the tank to get me to the bottom of that page. I know who you are, and you. I was there when you were born, when your heart rerouted and your lungs opened up and your amphibious self chose air. You didn't even know how to use it. You drew it in and blew it out and screamed in between, arms and legs, useless random batons directing whole dimensions of dismay. At the slam of a door, the dog barking, a finger stroke on your peach fur head, and we could wail and scream together. Or I could whisper like this, yes, baby, I know. And you don't even have the words to tell it. So I'll croon those words, the lullabies and nursery rhymes, the poetries you need to hear now. You go on past London Bridge and Duck Goose to gain your full height, though unfinished still. Take those words into your arms and make them your own. You're going to need them at that first kiss when your lover takes your tongue right from your mouth and leaves you speechless. The blood pours in your ears and fills your cheeks, and you can barely breathe for the adolescence. You draw it in, and not one damn sound will come out of your mouth until you blurt moons in June, violets, and Shakespeare. Thank God they made you learn Shakespeare. You regain your face, the instrument to wrap your words around the strings to draw across, and you say it once again. And the world rolls along. You take a metered stance in a bigger web space, jostling interlocks and interludes, armchair legs, useless batons, directing whole dimensions of dismay. At the slam of a door, the phone barking, that soft spot on your head that will feel that finger stroke no more. And we could wail and scream together. Or I could whisper like this, yes, baby, I know. And you don't even have the words to tell it. But we'll find them, and we do. We always do. And your heart rerouted transcends again and again, until all that is left are the words we speak. There's a reason why a two-handed pipe wrench looks like a brontosaurus thigh bone. We are made of cosmic stuff, dinosaurs. We reach for what we know, outline tools on pegboards so they go back where they came from, build chests of drawers for lock washers and hex nuts. Hang a tool belt by the cellar door. The nail pings with the vibration of retrieval, reminds your ear of driving that nail. Ascending notes as you command a 16-ounce hammer, a hammer your father would be proud of. There is a precision to socket sets, a satisfaction in vice grips. Metaphors lurk in weather stripping and spare keys. Life can be messy. But there's always a hardware store in town, a Robertson's Ace, True Value, Aubergine, round the corner, been in business for years, hardware store. The building blocks of a marvelous universe are here, a universe of copper joints and chalk lines, apple peelers and salt blocks. At the hardware store in my last adopted town, you could ask for a left-handed copper elbow with a 30-degree twist and a backward thread, and the guy behind the counter would say, "Sure, I got just the thing." And you'd wander through a warren of dusty shelves, tiny yellowed boxes nestled with shrink-wrapped high-tech, and there on the bottom shelf would be that item. Two of that item. An old hardware store is an arc. There are always two of something. You know that if you unsweated the joint and the whole thing fell apart, or worse, you'd want to come back 5 years from now and do that job over? That part would be there, and a spare. On my last trip to the hardware store, I bought an electric saw, some drill bits, 2-ton floor jack, and some saw blades. I don't need these things every day, but I might. Recently, a friend gave me a chainsaw. It came in a neat box disassembled. It was good to have the tools to put together this thing that cuts other things apart. Its pristine, destructive potential leaves me in awe, and I imagine sawing firewood and pianos in half. Wonder what I would have done with such a tool when I got divorced. You want half of everything. Some choices are more difficult than others, but this isn't about taking things apart. This is about building things. With those tools, I can prop up, hold steady at a workable height, and rough or trim, create the pieces I need to get the job done. We live in a McCarthy-esque world. No, not that McCarthy. Jack McCarthy, the poet. You never know what's going to give out, break up, or need a toe. You never know what's going to last. But with the right tools, you can fix anything. So I pulled up to a red light, and there on the left, on an old barn in Halifax, a set of white coveralls, a Goodwill donation from a ghost. Its empty elbow hooked around a lightning rod, its free arm gesturing, legs following, torso rippling casual as a geometry book, its pages turning in the breeze, solving the problems of the universe. Come, dance, Rose, c'est la vie. Life is an installation, and art is everywhere.